In this lesson, we're going to begin discussing all of the basics of the Pages panel. If you'd like to follow along, go under your File menu to New Document. And in the New Document window, we're going to make sure that it's the default preset, which is Print. And we're going to change the number of pages to 4. And we do want facing pages. And the only other thing I want to change is the bleed. If your bleed and slug section is not showing, make sure to click More Options. I'm going to select the top bleed fields, and I'm going to click my up arrow on my keyboard to make it 0.125 inches, which is 1/8 of an inch. If you're still working in picas, just type in the field 0.125 space IN, and then just click OK. Why don't we open our Pages panel? The Pages panel is the top panel in our docked group of panels in the typography workspace. So if you're not using the typography workspace, make sure to select it. I'm going to click on the Pages panel, and you can see in the panel itself, I have a Document Pages section down the bottom beneath the 2 lines, which separates it from the Master section of the panel. And you can see in the Master section, I'm starting with 2 masters, one that's called an A master and one that's called None. We'll be talking a lot more about master pages in an upcoming lesson. One of the things that you can do with your Pages panel is actually navigate around your document. You can see right now I'm on page 1 because it's highlighted. If I double click on page 2, now I'm on page 2. Double click on 3, and I'm on page 3, and so on and so forth. You can see in the panel, all of the odd numbered pages are to the right of what is called the gutter. It's the fold in your spread that goes right down the middle of the spread. All of the even numbers are to the left of that gutter. What if I wanted to add a page? Well, what I could do is just click on, let's say, an A master page and drag it down right next to page 4, and you'll see I get an insert line. If I now let go, it adds a page 5. What if I wanted to add a whole spread? Well, I could click on what says A master, and you can see it selected both of those pages. And if I click and drag underneath pages 4 and 5, it's going to add that whole spread. What if I wanted to add a page in another way? Well, there is a New Page button down the bottom of the panel. I could just click on that to add an additional page. What if I wanted to add more than one page at a time? Is there a fast way to do that? On a Mac, if I hold down my Option key, on a PC, my Alt key, and then click on that New Page icon, I'm going to get an Insert Pages dialog window, which allows me to specify a number of pages where I want to insert those pages. Right now, it will insert the pages after page 8. But what if I wanted to insert them before page 8? I could do that just by choosing Before Page in the pop-up, or at the start of the document, or at the end of the document. Let me go back to After Page 8, and it's going to add 3 pages next to page 8. Let me click OK. So now I have 11 pages. Let me double click on page 11 to get to that page. So I'm navigating around the document very quickly. What if I wanted to add pages in another way? Well, I could go under the Options menu of the panel. If I click on what looks like a downturned arrow with 3 tire treads next to it, the very first choice in that pop-up Options menu is Insert Pages. And you can see I get to that same dialog window in another way. Maybe I want to insert just one page. But instead of an A master, I want it to be none, so it will have nothing on it. If I click OK, you can see that it added a blank page 12 with no A in the corner. That means that it's not following any master. It has nothing on it. A none master is always blank. We're going to continue talking about the Pages panel in the next lesson.